Tunnels can be built in two different ways. The one way would be using tunnel boring machines. The other way is using the so-called NATM, New Austrian Tunneling Method. The NATM is a step-by-step procedure where we're taking out the first part of the tunnel, which is called top heading, then followed by the bench. This would be the part down under the top heading, and then we come with the invert to close the ring to get a very good static profile at the end. So how do we get this profile stable? We are starting with this top heading. This means that we are controlling the deformations in this first procedure, top heading, by mirrors. These mirrors show us the deformations which we get due to the construction of the tunnel. We are using several materials. The material one is shotcrete. Shotcrete is this concreted structure which you can see up there. Beneath this shotcrete we have wire mesh, and beneath the wire mesh we have arches. And below the arches we have bolts. You cannot see the bolts in here because the shotcrete is already over these bolts. The wire mesh you can see underneath these mirrors here. And as I mentioned, underneath this wire mesh we also have the arches. And when we are ready with this step, we are then starting to take out the bench, and after the bench we are taking out the invert. The process steps by using NATM are as follows. First, you have to decide which kind of excavation technique you use. Either you use drill and blast or you use an excavator. By doing it with drill and blast, we have to drill the holes into the face. These holes are needed to bring in the blasting materials. The length of the holes is very much depending on the rock quality. So the typical length of these holes is in between, say, 1.5 to maximum 4 meters. Then we have the blasting material in and we blast. After this blasting we have to do ventilation for at least 15 minutes because we have harmful gases in the tunnel section. To get out all these harmful gases, we have to do ventilation for at least 15 minutes, and then we can bring in the big machines, hole and dump. Which means we bring in the loaders, the dumpers to get the material out. Is our dumping procedure. This procedure takes, say, 30 to 45 minutes, and after having done this dumping procedure, we are starting to bring in a very thin shotcrete layer so that we have safe conditions for the workers, which should then install all our support materials, which I mentioned already: shotcrete, wire mesh, arches, bolts, whatever is needed from the rock quality point of view. After this, we have to bring in the geologist. The geologist does a face mapping so that we can make a very good longitudinal geotechnical plan out of that. And when the geologist is leaving, we have to bring in the surveyor. The surveyor is giving us the direction for the next drill and blast so that we can follow underground in the right direction with our underground structure.